Pidgin English has to be the most expressive form of the English language, but is speaking too much of it affecting your ability to speak proper English? Hi, my name is Abubakar, and this is Atypical, where we take you on a journey from question to answer. And in this video, we're going to figure out the origins of Pidgin English, and along with my friends, we'll take tests to check if speaking too much Pidgin English ruined our proper English. If you like these videos, please support us through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. Thank you. First, what is Pidgin, and why did the country with over 400 different languages choose to speak it? To figure this out, we are going to have to do a bit of research. It all started with trade, business. Pidgin was the Chinese way of pronouncing the English word business. Pidgin, business, but with Chinese accent. Business, Pidgin. It is a contact language between two or more people who neither speak nor understand each other's languages. And it is through this business too that Pidgin was established in Nigeria. Short story. The Portuguese had fallen out of business with their Ghanaian counterparts who were demanding gold as payment. So they said nope, we're not paying that, and they traveled down the coast and eventually ended up in where today is known as the Niger Delta region of Nigeria, where they established first contact with local tribes. They quickly discovered that there was no central language among the local tribes, so they created one with the basis from European languages. And some of the Portuguese words still exist till this day. Words like Sabi, which means to know, or Pikin, which means child. The Nigerian tribes also added words to Nigerian Pidgin English to improve on the existing language. Words like Jo from Yoruba or Biko from Igbo were added, and several variants of the Nigerian Pidgin English thus were created. The inclusion of several words from various tribes greatly facilitated communication between local tribes. The Nigerian Pidgin English became easier to understand, easier to learn, and easier to speak since it now included words from local languages. And these days, it's spoken everywhere, on TV shows, on news, on campaign rallies, and even school. It's kind of now the unofficial lingua franca, and that sort of created its problems. You see, the elite sounded like this.
Relations with you all.
While the masses sounded like this.
About sex. Now, what about this man? I know, but I put a friend on.
Since the English language was fast becoming a global language, and in order to meet up with the rest of the world, they refused to officially recognize it as a language.
Why now?
Several measures were taken to prevent the language from spreading. Adult education centers were put in place. Schools only required the proper knowledge of standard English to be accepted. And in schools, students who spoke Pidgin were punished. I remember how many times I was punished. Everything that my guys use juice. I didn't sweet fast. And I'm sure that at that time, this didn't affect my proper spoken English. I aced on my test, and at that time, I spoke proper English well when I needed to. But ever since I left for uni, I no longer had to actively study the English language. I felt like my level dropped. My vocab became weak, and now rely too much on autocorrect for spellings. And I've been making some funny mistakes while speaking, even in my YouTube videos. But hopefully I edit them out well so that you don't catch any of them. But am I alone?
Hi.
What's up? Long time. How have you been?
That looks fine.
And we do not be real supporters.
Okay, so I gathered all of you here today so that I can test your English language proficiency skills. Let me see whether Pidgin don't they affect all of my English.
Man, I don't think I can pen now.
Okay.
I have my book.
Okay, I see one small jota. This small jota will do.
So I got this book about 10 years ago when I was trying to jackpot, but I failed woefully, so I aborted the mission. But now I'll be using it to test my friends. I typed out some of the hardest questions and sent it to them to answer.
Okay.
Who's this? What's that big grandma?
Come on. It's fine, wahala sef.
There's no even sabi anything for this thing, sef.
All this complaint made me realize that I had gone off course. This wasn't a good way to check if their English language proficiency has gone bad. So I want to write some codes. While I code, let me explain the experiment. So my friends can basically be divided into two groups. One group I speak only the standard English with, and the other group I speak only Pidgin with. You fall in a set of people I only speak Pidgin with.
That's so sad. That's so fucking sad.
So basically, I'm taking these two groups of people and I'm going to test them on the same test we took to get into uni. Since I already have their earlier scores, I'll compare these new scores with the previous ones to see if they improved, stayed the same, or deteriorated.
Start.
Keep clicking on that place, that particular spot right there. Click on it.
See English now. If I know read self, I read how they talk every day. They whine me.
Wow, very easy.
I get this one. 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 Oh, I need this one. Ah!
Nice.
See simple stuff now. They give me shizu. I mean now.
Oh, this thing is simple. Good. I'm done. Done.
I've compiled the results and this is it. Okay, so right here you can see my friend Rukaya. She almost had the perfect score but fell short. She's a writer. She writes poetry, prose, letters. She actively studies the English language. So it's expected that she has this type of score. Next we have my friend AY. He scored almost the same score he had in the last exam. The thing is, I've only heard him speak English with females, so thank you to all the females that helped him maintain his standard level of the English language. Your effort is really appreciated. And this is quickly becoming a roast of my friends. Let me stop here. If you know anything about experiments, then you know that all of these results cannot be used. The entire thing is negligible. Why? Because the sample size is small. So I went online to search if any similar experiment has been done or something like this. Oh, found one. The Pidgin English has no doubt influenced the teaching and learning of the standard English negatively. It makes it quite impossible for teachers, students, and even graduates to speak the standard English correctly. The expert has spoken. Speaking too much Pidgin affects your ability to speak standard English correctly. And lately I've been thinking about the opportunities people would have had if Pidgin English was accepted and given its due recognition. Although the government still uses it to communicate to the masses, out-of-school children without formal education would have benefited if it was used to educate them. Let me read a part of this paper. The Pidgin English is fast evolving to the degree of being a national language. It serves as a lingua franca in higher institutions and even to some extent among graduates. In fact, the Nigerian Pidgin started as a language of non-literates. Not everyone had access to school, and the process of acquiring English was decidedly longer and more tedious than that of picking up Pidgin. It remains a hallmark of the Nigerian Pidgin that its speakers use it with a lot of freedom and creativity. Suffice to say that the Nigerian Pidgin is identified as a language in its own right, with all the characteristics and potentialities of a natural language. Okay, that's it from me. I want to hear all about your experiences with Nigerian Pidgin English. Do you speak it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you have somebody that speaks it? Are you willing to learn it? Are you a Nigerian but can't speak it? Tell me all about it in the comment section below. If you like these videos and want to help us make more, please support the channel through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. We go see you later now.